Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be back and I can't wait to be out on court and I hope to see you there.
Eala is in Birmingham, and the Filipinos, they didn't wait for Wimbledon. They brought the party early. Just 96 hours after walking off court, Suzanne Lenglen with tears in her eyes, the 20-year-old from Manila touched down on British soil. Not as a visitor. As the number 2 seed at the Lexus Birmingham Open. And the flags were already waiting for her. Red, white, and blue with that single golden sun, standing proud at Edgbaston Priory Club. A full month before Wimbledon even opens its gates. This is not a coincidence. What you're watching right now in the United Kingdom is a dress rehearsal. For what could be the loudest Wimbledon in a very long time. Let's go back 4 days. May 26, 2026. French Open, first round. Eala steps on court and finds herself across the net from one of her closest friends on tour, Iva Jovic. It doesn't go her way. 4-6, 2-6. Match over. Eala is such a good friend of mine. Competing against each other as competitors, I think we're very accustomed to it. A few hours later, Eala opens her phone and posts one line to her 16 million combined followers. First Grand Slam main draw in the books. Back to the drawing board for now, but we'll come back stronger next time. See you for the grass. No pity. No drama. Just a promise. She didn't fly home. She didn't go quiet. She booked a flight to England, because Birmingham isn't a celebration lap. Birmingham is an ambush waiting to happen. But here's what nobody outside her inner circle is really talking about. Eala arrives in the UK carrying 2 very heavy things on her shoulders. The first one is emotional. She just lost the biggest match of her career, to one of her best friends. That same friend, Jovic, posted a photo of the two of them hugging with the caption, "One of those days I wish there could be 2 winners." It's already gone viral. And you know what? It tells you everything about how complicated that day was for both of them. The second weight is mathematical, and this one is cold and ruthless. Eala is sitting on 219 grass court ranking points from her 2025 grass swing. Birmingham, Ilkley, Nottingham. And that Eastbourne final, the one where she stared down 4 championship points, saved them all, and still lost in the tiebreak. Every single one of those points is now up for grabs. She has to defend all of it. And the clock. It's already ticking. Every point she doesn't match from last year, gone. Just like that. Straight off her ranking. No player in the entire Birmingham draw is carrying more to defend than Eala. And while that quiet, invisible pressure builds in the background, she's reportedly walking into her opening match against Linda Fruhvirtova. Yes, that Linda Fruhvirtova. The same player who knocked her out of Birmingham in 3 sets just 12 months ago. The rematch is on the table before the grass has even been cut. But while Eala prepares for that battle on court, something extraordinary is happening off it. The Filipino diaspora in the United Kingdom is mobilizing, and the WTA has never had to deal with anything quite like this. Here's how far things have come in just 1 year. Last year in Birmingham, Eala was unseeded. She lost in the round of 32 and left without a single headline. Nobody wrote about it. Nobody really noticed. This year, the LTA built its entire tournament marketing campaign around her face. Number 2 seed, behind only Indonesia's Janice Chen. The Birmingham Mail is already calling her the breakout name of the entire grass swing. That is what 12 months can do when the world finally catches up to what you already knew. But here's the thing, seedings don't move people across continents. The crowd does. Cast your mind back to the 2026 Italian Open in Rome. Veteran Filipino sports journalist Diane Castillejo was reporting live from inside the venue and she noticed something remarkable. Filipino fans had flown in, from London, from Germany, from Malta, just to watch a 20-year-old play a clay court match in a foreign country. And by the end of the week, Italian spectators sitting in those same stands were joining in, shouting, "Come on, Alex," in Italian accents. In Rome, on clay. For a player who wasn't even seated in the top 10. Now apply the geography to what's happening right now. The United Kingdom is home to the largest concentrated Filipino population in all of Western Europe. Birmingham is a 2-hour train ride from London. Just 2 hours. If Filipino fans jumped on flights from Malta to watch her play in Rome, What exactly do you think is about to happen when the tournament is practically in their own backyard? This pattern, it keeps repeating itself. Melbourne, Indian Wells, Rome, and now the West Midlands. The Eala traveling fan base is no longer something you point at and call a curiosity. It has become a fully organized, international movement. And every single tournament director on the calendar has been forced to sit down and recalculate. And that recalculation, that's where things start to get uncomfortable for the old guard. According to UK-based WTA analysis outlet Chalk Dust Media, tournament directors and industry observers have started doing something they haven't done in a very long time. They're comparing Eala's crowd-pulling power to Manny Pacquiao, the only Filipino athlete in modern history whose name alone was enough to fill an arena anywhere on the planet. Let that sink in for a second. Her practice sessions, not matches, practice sessions, in Dubai, Doha, and Melbourne have been drawing cues than some scheduled matches involving top 10 players. At the 2026 Australian Open, organizers got it so wrong that fans were physically turned away from her outer court assignments. They simply didn't see it coming. Number 37 in the world. Generating top 10 logistics. That is not a ranking story. That is a market story. A very, very big one. And every fan has been screaming her name since she was a teenager training at the Rafa Nadal Academy. They already knew this day was coming. They didn't need convincing. They just had to wait for the rest of the sport to catch up. Now they're watching it happen. In real time. And inside the locker room, the other players, they're not pretending they can't hear it. Colombian superstar Camila Osorio said it out loud. She compared the Filipino fan base to the Colombian crowd, one of the most emotionally charged, spine-tingling supporter cultures in the entire history of women's tennis. Donna Vekic went even further. She reportedly called the Filipino support the best on tour. The kind of energy, she said, that pushes opponents to their absolute limits. When other players start naming your fans have stopped being background noise. They have become a competitive variable, something that actually affects what happens on the court. And this is exactly where the work coming out of Chalk Dust Media carries its full weight. Chalk Dust is a UK-based outlet dedicated entirely to the WTA, co-founded by Katie, a Wimbledon Village native and longtime tennis insider whose analysis has been cited across British tennis coverage this year. She lives and breathes the SW19 ecosystem. She knows what she's looking at. And in her published piece titled The Eala Effect, she draws two parallels that mainstream tennis media simply didn't have the courage to draw first. The first, the Pacquiao comparison. The name that fills rooms before a ball is even struck. The second parallel is structural. And arguably, it is far more important. Chalk Dust frames Eala as opening the ASEAN market the same way Li Na once opened China. Think about what that actually means. For 20 years, the WTA chased the next Li Na like it was the holy grail of Asian expansion. One player. One country. Billions of eyes. Now. An entire region of 670 million people, the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, is being unlocked. By a player who hasn't even won a WTA Tour level title yet. When a British analyst writing from the doorstep of Wimbledon tells you that Eala is the structural moment women's tennis has been waiting 2 decades for, that is not hype. That is a thesis. And the British press is about to test it in real time over the next 30 days. The institutional response is already there, if you know where to look. The WTA has reportedly had to issue a clarification. Between point cheering and mid-match chanting from the Filipino crowds, not banned. That statement only became necessary because the energy was disrupting traditional tennis decorum so consistently, so repeatedly, that someone in a blazer somewhere finally had to ask the question. That is not a rule clarification. That is an institutional acknowledgement that the culture of women's tennis is being rewritten. Match by match. Court by court. Now look what's coming. Birmingham runs June 1st through June 7th. Then Eastbourne arrives in mid-June, where Eala steps back onto the court where she saved 4 championship points and still lost. This time she returns not as a surprise finalist. She returns as the defending points holder and the loudest expectation in the draw. And then, Wimbledon. Late June into early July. Main draw. Direct entrant. Already confirmed. The grass swing has begun. The flags are already up. And the next 30 days. They might just change everything. No qualifying. No wild card. No favors. Just a ranking. Just a name. Just history. For the very first time, a Filipina has walked straight into the All England Club's championship draw on merit alone. And Metro magazine has already put out the call: Filipinos across the United Kingdom, converge on SW19. Be there for her opening match. The roadmap is simple. Birmingham is the rehearsal. Eastbourne is the sound check. Wimbledon is the show. And if Eala makes a deep run in even one of the three, the WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open comes back to the calendar. Philippine conglomerate money floods the women's tour. And the geography of professional tennis shifts for a generation. But none of this erases what happened in Paris. She lost in the first round of a Grand Slam to a close friend who hugged her at the net and posted a tribute within hours. That is a very specific kind of pain. The pain of applauding someone else's win while still carrying your own scoreline in your chest. Her Instagram caption that night asked for no sympathy. Listed no excuses. 11 words and one promise: see you for the grass. 4 days later, she was in Birmingham, practicing on Edgbaston's lawns, smiling for the Filipino kids who had already figured out which court she was assigned to. Think about the 96 hours she just lived. Paris heartbreak. A friend's victory hug. A flight across the English Channel. A new tournament. A familiar opponent waiting. A points burden no other seed in the draw is carrying. And flags from her country already lining the practice courts of a city she has never headlined before. This is what belief looks like before the results arrive. Every Filipino who screamed her name when she was a teenager nobody outside the Nadal Academy had heard of, they were reading the trajectory before the analysts ever wrote it down. The fans who flew from Malta to Rome, from Sydney to Melbourne, from Manchester to Birmingham, they didn't need a report to tell them what was coming. The Pacquiao comparison didn't invent the Eala effect. It just gave it a name the tennis establishment could no longer ignore. So here is the real question, and we want your answer right now. If Alex Eala reaches the Birmingham final or wins the title outright, does Wimbledon become the loudest tennis tournament in modern memory? Drop your prediction in the comments. Birmingham final. Eastbourne semi-final. Wimbledon round of 16. Stake your claim, because 4 weeks from now, we will be reading back the names of everyone who called it first. If you are part of the community that saw this coming before the seeding chart caught up, subscribe and stay with us. Hit that bell. This channel is built for the people tracking every chant, every flag, every locker room reaction the mainstream coverage walks straight past. Birmingham is day one of a 30-day British takeover. And we are documenting every match, every crowd shot, every Tagalog headline, from right now, all the way to the Wimbledon trophy ceremony. The flags are already up. Pull up a seat.